Germany has a very significant situation in terms of the global cannabis culture movement. Germany really has the potential to become the next big thing in cannabis industry and consumption lounges. That's what's happening right now in Germany. And now we have this development in Germany of consumption lounges coming up. Cannabis has always been a part of our DNA. We Mideast people, we always stick together and we always been stigmatized for.
Yo, first smoke of the day. We're live in Berlin, Germany. We came out here for Mary Jane Berlin, one of the largest events in the entire world for cannabis. You got to look it up. Wait till you see the videos we're dropping for here, but we're here at the Weekend Club in Berlin with the homie Massoud.
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
Bro.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, so we've been talking with Massoud for a while. We linked up. You have a ton going on out here. You know exactly, because this is still so underground in Berlin. And I know a lot of our listeners are going to be like, what's going on in Germany? And like, we were interested. That's why we're here. Like, no lie, the First Smoke team was like, we kept hearing about what happened last year. Word. How crazy, 45, 50,000 people, 3-hour lines to get in, biggest cannabis event you should have seen. And people were telling us this for a year. So we were like, we have to go this year. So we get here. And I believe them. I'm walking through today. We're setting up our booth. Right? And I'm like, if MJ BizCon was like a lot of for the culture brands, and this is like 5 times the size almost, it feels like. And
100%.
Way doper. Just not to even knock, just for people listening, because I know like they're like, oh, corporate this, corporate that. This does not feel like that. There's sections of, always that. But how's the city feel about a potentially 50 to 100,000 people showing up for a cannabis event?
Well, first and foremost, Berlin is a very liberal city. It's not just the capital, it's really the place to be. Second, I think the acceptance in the society reached a level that, especially in Berlin, it was about that time to get that level of an expo. What is really significant is that the Mary Jane is a very recreational inspired or recreational influenced expo, which is by far not comparable to a lot of other expos going on in the world. But yeah, we're proud of that. I think it was much needed. I believe in the future of Germany in terms of cannabis. And yeah, here we are.
Do you think Germany took the mic from Spain?
To be honest with you, by all love for my Spanish brothers and sisters, Spain never had the mic, No, it's all good. I mean, it's great. And we love to travel to Spain and experience that whole social club culture. But I know that my Spanish lads just see it the same way, that unfortunately, a couple of things being fucked up. So it's not really in the situation to develop as a European nation, as a European cannabis capital nation, than what Germany is doing right now.
I see the perspective. I see what you're saying. That's interesting, because it is like, is the city going to accept it, embrace it, let it thrive? Or are they going to battle or fight with it? And then like Amsterdam did, or other cities, basically lose the shine and lose a lot of the talent because they flee to other places where they always say, like, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Germany has a very significant situation in terms of the global cannabis culture movement, because we saw what other nations did not right in terms of developing to a next big thing in the cannabis culture. We saw a couple of other nations fucking it up. And I think Germany really has the potential within a decade to become the next big thing in cannabis industry, in cannabis culture, right? And why am I saying this? We have so much resources out here. I mean, we're talking about Germany, right? It's an economical power. We're talking about the country of Porsches, of diners, of engineering, art, of scientific resources. So Germany will never be a cultivation capital in the world, because it's way too small and the expanses for growing is way too high. But I think Germany has the potential to become the next big thing in terms of genetics, in terms of scientific milestones with the flower that we all love. So
social clubs,
consumption lounges, that's what's happening right now in Germany. I mean, that's a big thing because people tend to forget that creating a space where cannabis enthusiasts get together, consume, just comparable to a bar, you know, where you have a drink. I mean, imagine the alcohol industry not having bars.
If you couldn't have clubs, bars, or anywhere where you go out and drink alcohol in a social setting where you drove there and stuff, yeah, 100%. It'd be 20, 30% of what the industry is now. Well, welcome to cannabis.
That's the point. And now we have this development in Germany of consumption lounges coming up. We have the situation since the part legalization last year that the medical umbrella in Germany is not just benefiting the patients who really need that on a medical level, but it's also kind of an umbrella for the recreational consumer, for the recreational scene, for the recreational market in Germany and in the world. So I think this is why Germany has a lot of attention generating in the world and having so much potential to really change the game in the next 10 years.
You feel it because, like, I had friends that might go to Cannabis or might go to things. When we talk about Mary Jane Berlin, like, we're staying with homies from Michigan. We got friends out here from, like, everyone from Cali came out here. Like, if you're a major brand, almost every single person I've seen, I'm like, oh, they're out here? Like, everyone realizes, like, wow, this could be the next big thing. Let's all try to be a part of this together and bring everyone's best out. Genetics, like you said.
It's a very important fact to always keep an eye on the global perspective. This is something that's for all of us, you know, that's Mother Earth who served with this plant. I think if you have the capability to zoom out and just to see it as a global movement and then go in and create a development that benefits the whole world, just like you guys did in the States. I mean, we guys looking up to you in terms of genetics, in terms of growing techniques, in terms of culture. That's something we still don't have.
And look at what's not working for people too. That's the main thing. Don't do 5 stacks. Don't do, like all the stuff that we're seeing, the 6.0 EC from start to finish. Like, what's cool is you get to skip all that bullshit too. You get to just go like that. The best flower is grown this way. Let's just do that.
That's the point. I mean, this is why I'm saying zooming out. You have to keep an eye on what's happening, what went wrong. This is why I just dropped that comment on Spain. I love Spain. It's nothing against Spain or the cannabis culture in Spain. It's just a matter of fact that the social club concept didn't really work out the way it should. You know, by all these rates that we're having, you see that there's obviously still a pain point that the government tries to regulate. But in Germany right now, even though we have the conservatives being back on the map, which is kind of comparable to the Republicans in the United States, it's a benefit for patients. It's an opportunity to not use painkillers, smoke some good ass indica in the evening, you know.
I'm guessing like our Republican Party, are they mostly about like, well, if we can make money on it and it's not really hurting people, let's make some money.
There you go. And that's the same thing over here, man. I mean, we're moving tons right now in the medical market. That's a huge thing, right?
That's how the politicians get behind it as soon as they hear that.
Absolutely.
But is that how you guys linked up with Doja? Because that's what's interesting is like, I keep hearing Germany as not, it's weird to hear a country or state start to talk about export before they talk about import or growing for here. Everyone's talking about growing here to send other places.
No, man. Or Germany. No.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, Germany will never be a cultivation country on a level like the States are.
Okay.
We don't have North Cal, you know, we don't have Michigan. We don't have these opportunities and this space and resources that you have. But what we have is the understanding for resources that we have and using this in the right way. I entered the medical market, I think like 3 years ago, working for the biggest vertically integrated player in the medical market, which is the Bloomwell Group. I started to become familiar with the medical market 3 years ago, working as a vice president of brand for the most relevant vertically integrated player in the medical market, which is the Bloomwell Group. Shout out to you guys.
Say it again, the Bloomwell?
The Bloom. No,
I'm fucking with you. I picture the dudes beating the drums and shit.
It's the Bloomwell Group.
Okay.
It's the Bloomwell Group. And the CEO of the Bloomwell Group really understood pretty quick that we need the cultural component in the company and in the landscape. So he hired me, and I was responsible for signing the first actors, rappers into the company, and just like make it as a cultural experience at some point. But that was before the part legalization happened. So it was ahead of its time.
That makes it hella difficult because you're trying to sell it to people with all the hoops and, hoops on fire you have to jump through.
Hell yeah. And that was the pain point. It was ahead of its time. So what I was doing is getting in touch with all the major brands in the States, becoming kind of a frontliner to make cultural relevance in the medical landscape as an experience happen. And God bless, 2 years later, last year actually, we had the part legalization, and all of a sudden, even though we have a very, very strict regulation of communication in terms of cannabis products on a medical level, it kind of settled so that we had the opportunity this year to bring relevant lifestyle cultural institutions into the German market. So CP Doja was a no-brainer, bringing these guys out to Germany and just create an example of greatness for the consumer, for the patients. That was what it's all about.
Damn, that's dope, because I wondered how you guys linked up. And then I saw Doja post some stuff about Doja Berlin, and I was like, okay.
Ryan,
yeah. And that's why we're here for everyone listening.
Jack. I mean, all of you guys inspiring us a lot. We see what you guys do and we get inspired. And there is a whole lot of Cali genetics being grown in Germany. And I see it as a part of the trip. And I think that this inspires and educates German growers, breeders, players overall to really create the next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And I think it starts by paying homage to the big dogs, to the real OGs in the game right now, that understood there is not just a market in Germany on an economical level, but that there is also a culture and a potential in a very small but very economical, strong nation that has the capability to bring it to the next level.
Me moving around Germany with the homies and the First Smoke crew, right? And then us linking up and just the amount of people, and then the social clubs. And then you come into the social clubs, you're hella impressed. For everyone listening, like, I'm telling you, some of the social clubs here are levels above I've seen anywhere else. Like the one, the tribe that we went to.
Shout out to Stefan and the tribe, man. Atia.
What a beautiful and perfect style setting. I haven't seen it done that well. Where I've seen really cool bits and pieces of different ones, but that setting is such a vibe to be able to smoke, have a meeting, kick it. Berlin is blessed to have something like that at its fingertips before you even get the medical grow and all that side, the retail.
But ain't that funny?
It is.
I mean, as a matter of fact, we don't have a recreational market out here, and we still feel blessed. We still are blessed by having this medical market that allows certain kind of activities within that framework to just operate as a consumer. And then we have these consumption lounges. And I remember following all that development that you guys have in California. And I think there is a couple of cases that is just happening right now, opening up in California in terms of lounges or spaces where you can consume.
A lot of them are, $1 million tickets to get, as far as, because they're selling weed as well. So when you do that, that's also a hard boundary where now you have to have a medical license.
But I mean, for us in Germany, especially an example like the tribe just shows that how important a consumption space is to get, like-minded individuals together to just, consume without being stigmatized. That's so fucking important. Even though Berlin, again, is very liberal, like nobody really gives a fuck out here. And I'm from West Germany, and that's like a whole different thing out there. But as a matter of fact, these consumption lounges are expanding nationwide. And I think it's a very important part of the whole development to create safe spaces for consumers and enthusiasts.
I want to break in because something I want to ask. Being from West Germany, you growing up here, us being from the States, and like this is something we've talked about as a crew. Like, what was it like growing up here? Because you're old enough it must have been not too far after the war.
Let me tell you this. I think Germany is beautiful and an amazing nation to grow up in. I'm honest with you. Every nation has its hiccups, so I'm not saying that it's perfect out here. But the opportunity to create things in a very, very free framework is so important, especially for our culture. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and I think we need more of this, even though we're highly regulated. I mean, I don't have to explain it like Germans, right? But still, it's a blessing. Yeah, I'm very honored. I'm very proud to see myself as a part of this nation and as a representative of this nation.
First Smoke family, no matter the guest, you know we're rocking raw and Elements papers. Whether it's the Elements king size wide, the raw fatties without the crease, so you still get the king size wide, but with unbleached and uncreased. Something we've been loving on the show is the raw king size blacks. And when we're lighting up, the Phoenix. This is awesome. Flintless residue, windscreen with a poker. No matter what products you like from Raw, you can check out genuineraw.com, and that gets you to all their affiliate links to purchase these products direct from them to make sure they're raw authentic. Genuineraw.com, First Smoke of the Day sent you.
With your background, you growing up in West Germany and you moving around, how did you get into the music cannabis side of this? Like you had name dropped, Biggie's son and a few people. So I have to ask, like, how did your journey start into that position?
First and foremost, I'm a kid of revolutionary immigrants. I'm Persian. So recognizing at some point in your life that you're living in a nation, developing in a nation as an individual who is free, gives you way more space to understand where you want to go. Still, being an immigrant kid growing up in the block is a hiccup that not a lot of us really managed to get out of, all right? So cannabis has always been a part of our DNA. We Mideast people, we African people, we always stick together, and we always been stigmatized for weed. It's like always finger pointing on us in Germany is what we experienced for decades.
Yeah, how did you get into that and into cannabis? Yeah.
Okay,
especially coming from the Persian side, because there's a lot of stigma, I'm guessing too, even with how strict families are.
I mean, the point is our parents are very strict, academic driven, all this cultural bullshit in the hood was always like not respected from the family side. That was all bullshit.
And cannabis was not probably looked at very well with older people. It was a fucking
sin, man. It was like they didn't like it at all. It was like always someone who's smoking is doing wrong.
3 to 5 years in prison is what I saw for small bits.
There you go. But I mean, when you come from the block and when you live this life of cultural relevance within that street environment, you start to understand culture on a whole different level. And this is something that always drove me, that always inspired me as an 80s baby and a 90s kid. Hip hop was a main influence in my life, and Pac and Biggie played a major role in our lives. Music, cannabis was always something we need to get to, but it was more like a dream than a real vision to get to, because I mean, by that point, it was illegal in most of the world's nations, except the Netherlands, probably. I was blessed to get into the music industry, in the label management, very small, started as a junior in the urban industry, in the electronic music industry. And I mean, one thing gets you to another one. And at some point, you just find yourself in an environment where people start to recognize and respect a representative from Germany reaching out. And Big Son, man, that was like a milestone for me. I'm honest with you. I'm a Biggie and Pac baby.
That's sick.
And I had the blessing to talk with the son of Big. It was really beautiful. It was mind-blowing. And it just showed that if you believe in yourself, if you believe in the culture that you're just representing and that you grew up with, everything's going to be all right at some point, right? Just stick to the plan, man.
Yeah, it's so true, bro. It really is. And stick to the plan longer than you expected sometimes.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's hard to put a timeline on some things.
We just had the part legalization last year. We still can't believe that. If I'm walking around with weed, I'm still kind of like looking for the 5-0. It's always like that because they're looking at us first. But meanwhile, we just reached that point where we can very easily understand that it's okay and that we can just put something to the table and develop the culture and the economic situation in Germany in terms of cannabis.
Cops have seemed pretty chill. We haven't, I mean, we smell like weed. We've had a few people snicker and stuff, but
Man, you haven't been to the West though.
they ain't feeling it, huh? It's tough.
No, you haven't been to the Wild West, baby.
I'm glad, because it's always interesting moving around, I would say Europe, right? Because each country treats it completely different right now.
One thing that a lot of European nations have in common is the strict drug politic. And even though we have a more chill situation right now in Germany, it's a fact that you're still being stigmatized, you know, still, because, I mean, I don't have to explain, right?
Oh, years of, you know, getting it in their head, the devil's lettuce, you know, and all the bad. No, it's the same thing in America. We have more alike. We're more alike than we are not, right? And so we grew up the same way with our parents saying the same thing.
I absolutely know. And again, the States have always been a major influence for us, you know, like we grew up with US culture. We love the States, you know, and we look up to what you guys just developed in terms of cannabis culture. And I think this is what it's about, you know, don't hate the next one, get inspired, you know, get motivated to, you know, to put the next one, the next brick onto it.
It's interesting you say that, because when I saw some comments that we were coming out here, and a lot of Cali brands were coming out here, I saw a few comments pop up that was like, we already have enough stuff here. Like, don't keep the Cali brands out or keep this. And it's interesting, the sentiment, but it's also, if you bring the right brands with the right mentality and the right people with the right genetics, they do so much for the culture, and it brings other talent around. And at the same time, what they've brought to the game, you get to skip 15 to 20 years. Of learning the hard way, like, yeah, the menu needs to, no, these are the strains we got. No, we can't. No, apple fritter ain't going to work. Oreos, take that shit off the menu. Wedding cake, that's not, purple punch, that's not going to work either. You know, and you know what I'm saying? Go through these, like, and just navigate this crazy thing we call cannabis. So it's dope that you see this. You can tell Germans are listening. When we went to that social lounge at the Tribe, I was like,
yeah, shout out to Tribe, man.
They did this right.
Bro, they doing everything right. They have a separated smoking area. They give you as a consumer the opportunity to chill out there and don't have like a fucking smoked out spot.
But it shows me Germany's like, yeah, let's put some real money behind a concept, and that's kind of gray area, or is gray area still.
Yeah, kind of. I fully agree. On the other side, they're really paying attention to the restrictions and the situation of the law. So law enforcement is not really an issue that they have to worry about.
I love that.
But they have this perspective of, you know, seeing what is necessary in the nation. Don't just do like an underground basement type of thing. You know, make it mainstream, functional, and even people that are probably in the mid of the society, not stoners, become a fan of these, you know. So I think it's very important. And I also know that there will always be people fronting against certain kind of things, whether it's individuals or institutions. But this is something that you can't get away.
No.
You know,
you stay positive, and you kill people with kindness, and then you show compassion for people that don't understand, and you show value for people that do.
There you go. We just founded the Up and Smoke Cup last year, like as the first major cannabis cup in Germany. And that was literally when the part legalization was announced. So we had like, I don't even know, 6-8 weeks until Mary Jane to make that happen. The drive behind that whole thing was to create kind of a startup accelerator for German growers, breeders, extractors, because I think if you're truly in love with the nation you're representing and you're seeing the potential in doing the next step to benefit us all in this world, you have to be open-minded. You shouldn't be focused on yourself only. We have a lot of cups, and I appreciate and respect each and every one of them. But I recognize that many of them are very niche-y. You know, they're like very small time, whether it's regional or it's individual based. They
by
don't
who's entering or what?
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's all right. Like, I get it. You have a sash and you just don't want everybody to be in there. I get it.
But all of Germany needs to be represented if that's possible.
There you go. And that was the drive behind it, to create a cup like a startup accelerator where we bring the big dogs from the States and in general out of Germany to the table, connect them with these individuals from Germany and create potential opportunities. And we did good, we did good. And I think this is important. It's very important to pay homage and focus to your community, to your local community.
And I know it's crazy, but you have your German entries and then you let a bunch of Americans enter. Because I think what would be interesting in a different category is the Germans then will get to smoke side by side what's going on here and then what's going on in Cali is some of the best. And then the understanding gets to like, where are we in this? How far do we have to go? What are my genetics? What are these genetics? It starts to put this map on your wall as a cultivator or as just an enthusiast of like, where are we going from here? Where do we need to go? Like, what are we enjoying about these? What are we not? What are the expressions? Because I love the homegrown look I'm getting from all the German stuff. Everything looks like, oh, this is 2 to 4 lights in most likely a bedroom or a closet or some version of that. It's dialed. So it's so cool to see that. And now I can't wait for it to just start to snowball.
Thank you, sir. And that's it. It's a part of the process. I don't think that we created the situation where we have already kind of focused the first real relevant players in Germany. But you got to start somewhere. Due to popular demand, the creation of the partner category in this year for the first time. And we just did it because there was a lot of coffee shops, medical brands, US guys who was about, hey, how can we enter? So we said like, all right, let's do it like this. We separate them. We have like German growers, breeders only. And then we have this partner category because right now, I don't think that this would be either fair nor making sense at all to mix it all up. And we're not economically driven. This is not a business case for us. It's more like a passionate thing. We just do it to make it happen. I mean, we were so honored to have the Olympics being involved into our communication. We had a call with the guys and they were so cool. Shout out to Olympics, man, Los Angeles. And they were really cool. They felt it. And that's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
It's love for the flower.
He's from the culture. Shout out Brian. Big dog, Green Wolf, Olympics. And then they got Olympics Michigan. These are places that attracts talent. And that's what you're seeing out here. You're seeing talent from all over Europe and damn near everywhere around the globe, because there's a lot of Americans here. There's a lot of South American. I saw some Brazilians. I've seen a bunch of Colombians already.
Yeah.
Like, no lie, you're starting to see like, oh, wow, a lot of people from Prague.
Also,
We're seeing a lot of crossover here, specifically at Mary Jane Berlin, that we haven't seen anywhere else I've been to, no matter it's Vegas, California, Florida. All over New York. We've been Texas, all over, even Spain, Cannabis, Amsterdam. We've been all these different events, cups. I can honestly say this attracts the most worldwide talent I've ever seen.
It does.
It's crazy to see that.
From a perspective of a recreational user, it's a blessing to experience that. Even in terms of the medical industry, we're just entering an era where we're not just bringing out major US or foreign brands into the German medical market. We're also proving that on one side it's a necessity to educate the people and, to share that knowledge and product that they have been working on for years. And on the other side, it's a recreational thing, giving them access to this under their QC on German ground in the medical. Dude, it's like Cali 13 years ago.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I was in Venice, bro, and I remember.
But have seen stuff before, like knowing, but it's like Cali 13 years ago, but also knowing like you know where to go now. You guys are seeing it.
We're seeing it, but we see a major difference to yours. For us, we ain't gonna see a recreational change in the next 4 years. And in this era of our government happening, and it's all right, it's all good.
But it's slow.
Potentially, still, I don't believe in it in the next 4 years. But again, the medical market has created a situation where it's kind of a recreational market happening under a medical umbrella.
I like that.
Not that the government is being fooled. That's not what I'm saying. what I'm trying to say is that there was too much bullshit in the German market, in the German medical market for a long time in terms of flowers. And now you have the blessing to have big dogs from the States under their QC bringing top-notch flower to the German market, you know. And this is something that's really necessary to educate people on good product, on culture, on relevance. It's a long-term plan. This is what I'm talking about, a decade. And I truly believe Germany will be the next big thing in 10 years.
I feel it too, especially with like, it's going to be interesting with Cannabis moving to a different part of Spain. And then now with Amsterdam kind of fumbled the ball on allowing the medical grows to, it took years to build it out. It's over budget. Everyone tells me it's still kind of not, it's creeping along. So it's just interesting to see, like, I got high hopes that Germany just springs in front of everything and just takes a hold of it and says, like, let's regulate it, let's tax it at a decent rate, and then let's let them boom off business. Like, it seems like that, because as we drive around, it's interesting. You start to realize everything, most of the stuff built here is new, because after the war, it was all built back up. So it's the first city we've been to in Germany, or really in a while, where all the stuff is new. All the buildings are new and they're all eclectic. So you can just see the German culture is a different style culture. Like, you can tell that just being here.
Bro, this is what I just want to tell you. Germany was like totally destroyed, bombed under 100 years ago, okay?
Crazy.
But Germany managed to become one of the most significant, if not the most significant economical power in Europe in under 100 years. Right,
Benz, BMW,
Porsche, Daimler. I mean, the list is long. And due to this fact, I think we have the highest potential to move it to that level, which is necessary to make it relevant worldwide in terms of cannabis.
Cultivators, under canopy lighting is changing the game. And with that, Faven Under Canopy Lighting. They're one of our premier sponsors, and it's a brand we truly believe in. If you want to check out favenlighting.com, you can get all the answers to what Under Canopy is and is how it's changing the game. And guess what? You're family, so we hook you up. The code is FSOTD, and you get hooked up with Faven Lighting. They put together a full layout of how you would set your facility or grow room up using their Under Canopy lighting. Whether you're using CMH, double-ended, fluorescents, LEDs, it doesn't matter. Faven Lighting has you covered. Go to favenlighting.com, use the code FSOTD, get hooked up, and change your grow game. Come on, cultivators.
What are you doing with CP and Doja? Like, let's talk a little bit about that. Are you guys, so you're bringing them out here, so there's going to be possibly a Doja Pak Berlin? For sure.
First of all, shout out Jack CP and the whole CP team and Ryan Doja for believing in me, in us, and making this happen. Doja and CP are entering the medical market in Germany under their QC. So this gives us, all consumers in Germany, the guarantee that we're going to have that level of quality which is expected from a brand like CP or Doja. And it's a very special one because a lot of companies, medical companies in Germany, already try to approach that recreational vibe of flowers into the market. But I always love to say, as long as you're too corporate and don't pay attention to culture, you won't understand what's necessary to make this happen, right?
100%.
And it always needs a couple of institutions, individuals to believe in the same vision. God bless them. They did. We did. Our partners at Bloomwell did. So this is what's happening right now. And this is like a first mover of a lot of brands that are about to come out to Germany in the future. Not just brands, but also genetics, individuals. So I think we
hash makers.
First rosin coming into Germany in the near future. You know,
what I'm seeing bubble and I'm seeing good dry sift, but that's something I think they're gonna freak over when they see like insane rosin and just full melt. And
they definitely do. And I mean, this is what we need, you know, slowly develop into this direction. After rosin, looking into pre-rolls, you know, like shout out to my boy GT for believing into this as well. But yeah, I mean, you know, this is like a right development. This is like what we needed compared to other models in Europe that didn't work out.
You think they're going to fuck it up, or do you have high hopes for the market here? As far as the legalization and how they're going to roll it out?
No, I don't think that Germany is going to fucking it up because I think there is too much fuck ups that happened already around us. You know,
I love that.
And by all love to my Dutch colleagues, I love the Netherlands. Really, it's a beautiful and amazing nation, an innovating nation that inspired us for decades before the United States started off. But still, we reached a level in the, if we talk specifically about the medical market, we reached a level by having situations like Thailand, you know, starting to import top-notch indoor product, which is almost like indoor Cali product if you have the right connections to the right facilities.
They got all the genetics out there already. They're on it out there.
You will always have those prestigious, unique cases where it still functions and where the price will not be relevant. But this is like unicorn cases. You know what I mean? So I believe that their business will roll as well. But I think they've been a big part, a very important part of the development of European cannabis culture, worldwide cannabis culture. But it's about that time to...
What's some of the best weed grown in Germany that you've had? Like, is there any, like, a specific grower that you're like, yo, this dude is fire? Or is like at least his surname so that we don't air anyone out?
Definitely. There's a couple ones. First and foremost, shout out to Steamhouse Genetics. Shout out to Gaps and Gaps, a dude from Berlin. These guys are really doing flowers on a level where if you're not aware where this flower is coming from, it could potentially be from Cali.
Damn, really? So German growers put in the passion.
Yes, sir. They're really dope.
That's good to hear because whenever we travel, that's like one of the first things we ask about. What's good locally? What's good with some good local? I want to see what they're onto out here. You know, a lot of times you can hit some growers in some places that have been holding on to some stuff for a while out here that it's like a time capsule.
It's amazing. We really experienced through the cup, especially that we have so many talented growers out here in Germany that are doing their things. And what's even more impressive and attractive is to see the first breeding operations that are happening in the underground. Several very limited genetics that are moving in the German underground, which are really relevant and creating kind of a fundament for building on these and developing genetics made in Germany within the next 10 years on a level that's really being recognized internationally, right?
Yeah. No, you can tell everyone's ready for it out here. I got high hopes for it. You got the social clubs. Like we've been talking about that on the pod. Yeah. You got music going on. What are the next steps to saying, okay, I want to progress this market where it's in this weird space right now, this interim period of like, there's not really any rules laid out for cultivation. You get 3 plants, right? Everyone gets 3 plants, I read, and you get 50 grams on you at any time.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like for everyone listening, when you start to look up the rules, but there's no concentrate still. So if you have concentrates, you can definitely go to, it looked like 3 to 5 years for concentrate still.
I don't think that this will happen though. Or like really depending on your activities and your case overall.
Making rosin? What if you had a little rosin lab?
I mean, we have a lot of dope rosin in Germany. Really, there's like some really great cats like Knusper and shit. They really brought the whole shit on another level. What my vision is for creating next moves is to zoom out, to look into this whole thing on a global level. Yeah. I founded a flower company last year, one of the first German cannabis lifestyle brands, the Kraut company. And for us, it's very important to have a global approach. What do I mean by that? It's important to recognize the medical market that we have right now in Germany and what we're capable to make happen in this space, and then look into other nations on a global approach like the States and expand that one. You know, it's like a fucking Porsche. If you understand the game of expanding globally for the good, of course, also for a great business case, it's a blessing, you know, if you're 100% behind it. And this is what I see. This is what we see as a team, to join forces with our US colleagues, with our Spanish colleagues, with our Canadian colleagues, and, you know, just bring it on another level. People love made in Germany stamped products, right?
Yeah.
And why not with flowers?
Yeah, dude. If I'm buying my BMW, I want a jar of weed grown in Germany on the seat when I buy my Benz. Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, let's go. Let's team this shit up. Let's collab. Yeah. I mean, Mercedes needs their own strain. I got you. Yeah. We'll do a 3-way collab. We got some genetics we can throw in the mix. That'd be fire. But yeah, no, it's dope to see everything happening here. And then we're in a dope club right now. We're in the Weekend Club.
Yeah, that's the Weekend Club. And we actually have the Up in Smoke Cup happening here at the rooftop. So just connecting the dots, try to use the resources that we have here. But yeah.
So we're going to have a party here though for the cup that you hosted.
We're going to have the after show right here where we're sitting.
Yeah.
And before that, we have the session, the ceremony on the rooftop going on. Last year, we had a blast. We had a lot of big homies from the States out here, whether it was Scott, Wizardtrees, Juan Quesada, Backpack Boys. A lot of guys just came out here and being judges and supporting the German scene. And I think that it's important, we're not trying to impress someone. We try to motivate our people out here, to just give it a try. Go out of there. You have the opportunity throughout this cup to get together with these personalities and make something great happen, right?
Yeah, I can tell you like connecting dots. Like everyone that I see you around is like, yo, Massoud. So I see and it's a lot of Americans, a lot of people where I'm like, oh shit, he knows all these people already. So I can tell you've already been in the mix. Do you make it to America or you've met most of these people?
Yeah, I've been there for several times, man.
So you come out a lot.
Yeah, I've been in overall, a lot of states. It's a great impression for me. It's a part of my DNA too, man. I've been born and raised with US media. So I think it was also very important in terms of education and development on the cannabis side. And I'm very blessed and honored to have all these friends out there that not just inspire us or me, but also let us learn from them and understand an international approach, that could get like a huge movement collaborating together.
No, you're right, man. So where do you think it's going from here? So we got what we got in Germany right now. Are we moving forward with some legalization, or are we going to see just clubs popping up and kind of a Prop 215 style thing approach where you see a lot of underground movement for a while, kind of pushing the boundaries for a long time until the government reacts and legalizes? What do you think the situation is going to be moving forward?
I think in terms of moving forward, the biggest development we will experience in the medical market. I know that the medical market is a market that not everyone is really feeling and has a lot of stigmas going on and shit. And I understand it too, but we have to keep the facts straight. And the point is, we have opportunities under the umbrella of the medical market to let patients experience cultural relevance. So this is the biggest opportunity that we have right now. In the meantime, you have small-time home growers, clubs, even first clubs starting with breeding operations and pheno huntings, which I love. I'm still not a member of a club, though. The reason is not that I'm hating against them. The reason is I don't need any flower from a club, man. I got my own. But realizing that now clubs are opening that focus on breeding and pheno hunting gives me goosebumps, man.
Well, it's crazy you can even come out here. When people kept asking me, there's social clubs in Germany? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know that either, until like a year ago, 2 years ago. But they're popping up and they're dope. And they're like, oh shit. So if I go there and I'll be able to go smoke. It's like, yeah, I'm seeing that too. We're hanging out, we're smoking, smelling like weed. We went to the park and smoked. No one looked at us crazy. So you can tell it's set. It's set out here, man.
Especially Berlin, man. Berlin is very liberal. Yeah. So it's very easy. You still have to separate the cannabis social clubs and the consumption lounges. Yeah. Which are two different things. But at the end of the day, it's slowly moving forward, giving people opportunities to develop on the cannabis level. And this is what we need when you think about cannabis enthusiasts trying to create something new, something beneficial for all of us in this world. And also looking into development in terms of business cases. That's important if you want to create a valuable industry that is cultural driven. You can't expect this happening without having resources, opportunities to work on that. So, Germans are pretty much using what they have right now to move on. And this is why we looked into the whole approach of our flower brand on a global level, because we just understood for ourselves in our ideology that we need synergies, we need strategical partners outside of Germany to bring it to the next level.
Yeah, and why not?
Absolutely. And when the time is right, we can make Germany great on a flower level, right?
Which is half genetics. So if you get to the right people and now they tell you, yo, we've seen this grown in HPS, we've seen this grown in LED, this really needs to be mixed light, this works better like this. Yes, greenhouses would work with this strain. We need, like, you can cut to the chase. And if you get to the right people, I'm going to preface that because what we see a lot in the US is the first wave of people with real money spend it on people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. And so then they get burned out and it kills it for people who actually know what the fuck they're doing and need some funding or need a silent partner or want to scale, whatever the issue is or situation where you need some funding and you're like, yo, I can turn 1 to 2. It's just interesting to see that and unfold is what I guess I'll say.
I absolutely agree. And this is why I be an activist in the medical market right now, because I see this as the biggest potential to develop local culture by being respected and recognized by international colleagues. You have to really pay attention and look, where can we make the change, And if you don't do that and you just go the corporate way and just have the economical case in your brain, it won't work out. And the medical market just teached us in Germany that it's really fucking up, it's really fucking up recreational users that potentially have a medical case, but they really just see those sharks, those corporate sharks, fucking up the shit. So this is what we're here for. I think everyone who knows us knows that we're not bullshitting. We really try to benefit our national culture.
Like all the cups are like, yo, here's from Germany, grown in Germany. I'm like, most cups would have just opened it up and tried to get Cali guys entering.
That's the point. Another one, like it's a business case, like cashing in entry fees and just letting everyone in.
Exactly.
We never charged any fees. We never had the plan to make it a beneficial business case. We always try to accelerate the national culture. We're probably not always satisfying each and every one, and that's all right. But we definitely are 100% behind the grower and the breeder.
Fire.
Culture out here, man.
Hell yeah.
The shopping spree begins. Cultivators globally trust Drip Hydro. Whether your nutrient solution is in powder form or liquid form, Drip's got you covered. And we treat you like family. First Smoke 10 is the discount code. Whether you're in store or online at driphydro.com, doesn't matter. We get you hooked up. driphydro.com. Clean, effective, affordable.
Well, man, I'm fucking excited, bro. I was stoked to be able to sit down with you. You got Doja coming out here. You're kind of like this connector of dots throughout Berlin. And so we've been able, everyone we've talked to, when I bring your name up, says good things about you. Thank you, tells me a story or something cool. Like it just shows me like, yo, we're with the right people. Like these are the people to be around when we're out here. And this is the people that we want to do First Smoke of the Day with. And we want to connect the dots with that. You guys have seen maybe 2-3 years back, you'll go on an episode, all of our listeners and everyone that's First Smoke family. And you'll be like, oh shit, dude, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I listened to that episode. Now look where they are. And to be able to sit with people that are breaking waves out here. And now 2-3 years down the road, once Germany catches up and things start to, it's like, where will you be and where will these players be out here? It's going to be very interesting to see where Germany goes from here. We have a booth at Mary Jane Berlin, and just being a part of it, I'm like, oh, dude, this is by far the biggest event we've ever been a part of. And we've traveled all over the world for shit. So this is really interesting to see that this is the start. The starting point is the biggest cannabis event you've ever been to. And then to have you on here, man, connecting dots in the beginning, like Prop 215 days, we'll call it in California. Those are the guys that are very important with putting the right people in front of the right people.
I truly appreciate your words, Lance. Thank you very much, man. That means a lot to me. We've been watching your podcast for years, man. Mm-hmm. We've been watching the States for years, like that was always the main influence that we had. And now being capable of having the situation to sit with you guys together, creating good situations for others, like just being beneficial for all of us and spending time together is a blessing. I really appreciate you guys being out here. I think Mary Jane really deserves a lot of respect. Shout out to my guys at Mary Jane for creating the most relevant European cannabis expo that is very recreational driven, trying to get the most out of the whole expo for the whole world,
Agreed.
right?
Make it easier with the electricity situation next year, though, for anyone listening. That was crazy. That shit's crazy. The fucking electrical situation, bud. I'm looking out for you on that. But no, but it's such a dope event to be part of. So yeah.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in
Did I
there.
say anything wrong, bro? Please tell me.
I'm fucking with you. No, it's
I appreciate you guys, man.
Hell
It's like
yeah.
every year we get to know more of you, homies, brothers from the United States, and we love the passion that you put behind that. And we at the Kraut Co, we believe that it's very important, to learn, adapt, and influence. Like bring the next ones up, support them, help them.
Dude, some of these guys done 20, 30 years already in cannabis, some of us, right? So you got guys that have 20, 30 years only focused on cultivation or hash making or so retail, whatever, dope. And you're connecting you're set for success. And that's what we're here to say. And so this is what I want to say. You ready? First smoke of the day in German. Es raucht des Tages. I don't know if that's going to sound crazy to anyone, but that's
Der erste
first
Rauch
smoke.
des Tages.
See
You don't say it like that in German.
Say it though. Say it one more time. So,
Der erste Rauch des Tages.
bro,
But you don't say
my
like
mouth
that.
don't move like that. That's the crazy part. It just, yeah.
The
But
all-time classic, though.
see what I'm saying?
All-time classic.
Yeah, German's definitely not an easy language to learn. You hear it and then you're out here and you're like, yo, your mouth moves in a different way when you
Bro,
speak
it's a
German.
tough language, though.
I
It's a
can
tough
tell.
language. But it's ours, man. Shout
Yes.
out Germany.
Where can people connect with you?
Bro, you can find me on Instagram at Massoud Mahgoli.
2 S's.
Yes, sir. To MASSOUD MAHGOLI at the Kraut Co. Just reach out, guys, man. We're right here.
Yeah, no, 100%. Connect with Massoud out here at the Tribe, possibly. And if you want to know what's going on in Germany, bro, this is a great guy that's tapped into the market, knows what's going on out here. If you're a grower in other states, other countries, and you're like, I want to get involved in the German market, or I have interest in the German market, or I want to, connect the dots, bro. Everyone we've been around says highly, and that's from South
Appreciate that.
America to Berlin to Germany to, all over. So it's been dope sitting with you, bro.
Appreciate you, my man.
I
Thank you
can't
very
wait to
much.
see some American brands out here.
It's coming, man. It's slowly coming.
I love it.
I think next year is going to be a movie.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to see some grows in Germany. I can't wait. I'm telling you, I've already been putting the lure out. I'm like, let's see some grows out here. Let's see what's going on in Germany, man. But thank you, bro. First smoke of the
Appreciate you, man.
family. Massoud, we're out. I'm lit. We're out.
Thank you,
Peace.
guys. Take care.
First Smoke family, if you want more video, unreleased content, stuff we can't put on YouTube, you want early drops, weeks and weeks in advance, FSOTD.com gets you all that. You become part of the family, you get hooked up with early content, you get unreleased content we can't put out on YouTube because we get age restricted and we get strikes, the whole deal. FSOTD.com gets you hooked up like family. But if you just want to keep watching, here we go. Let's let another one roll.